What up?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Kind of Funny podcast. I'm your host, Nick Scarpino, alongside Forbes 30 under 30, Mr. Tim Geddes.
I just love Mike jumping right into the action. Just, what up?
I mean, he was on me and Andy. You know what I mean? Like,
just fucking
what are you
roll
supposed
with
to
it.
say there?
Of course, that
Didn't hear it
beautiful
again.
voice you hear.
Guys, I ran 2 controls at once, so it was doing the automation that was already going.
We're up, baby. We're up right now. We're back.
We had an issue with the show intro starting correctly, and then Nick was like, "Oh, it looks cool. There's like an X on the floor. Like, just pay attention. Look,
Watch, it'll be on the jib shot.
I'm watching like extra hard. And I see the jib start moving in real life. The intro plays, but we don't hear it. Then all of a sudden, the smoke machines go off while the intro's still going, and then it was just Mike.
This is me and Mike.
Here.
What up? Of course, that voice you hear right there is the czar of NAR, Mr. Snowbike Mike.
Yeah, what up, boys? Thanks for having me on the podcast this week. Excited to just talk about life with y'all. You know, I think, pull back the curtain really quick, Nick.
Pull back.
You know, the B Squad, as we like to call ourselves back in the other room, you know, when the big boys come out for the big KF podcast, sometimes one of you goes down with an ankle injury and we get called in. And you have that moment, Tim. What am I bringing to the pod? You know what I mean? Am I bringing just the casual one-liner like, what's up on an intro? Am I bringing something heartfelt and deep with the boys, talking about life, love, and setbacks? Or am I just going to talk about some random-ass topic like rodents as pets, Nick Scarpino?
Oh shit!
If you got a rodent as a pet, I mean, I'm going to burn some bridges today, Tim. Because I'm sure there's some people out there with ferrets, muskrats.
Mike, sometimes you got to talk about the hard
We gotta
topics.
talk
should
about it.
A rodent be a pet? And sometimes you hold your podcast mic like it's a stick mic.
Give me a stick.
Just unnecessary. Of course, rounding out the quartet today is the Nitro Rifle himself, Mr. Andy Cortez. How you doing, Andy?
You don't want to piss off Chloe Naylor. Chloe has
Is Chloe?
She has ferrets.
She's got ferrets?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to talk about it. Unfortunately.
Wow.
We have
Okay.
to talk about it.
All right.
I want you to take that one. I want you to put it in your pocket because we're going to bring that right back out after I do the intro. Of course, this is the Kind of Funny podcast, ladies and gentlemen, where each and every week 3, sometimes 4 best friends gather around this table, each bringing really pertinent topics for your amusement, like should you have a rodent as a pet? Can't wait to get back to this. Of course, before we get into the topics, a couple housekeeping things. One, we got a new merch drop this week. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We got the new Jabroni merch line designed by Cameron French of the French Dip Design, available starting Tuesday at 10 a.m. So you guys are listening to this anytime after that, go over to kindoffunny.com/store and check it out. I'm wearing one right here.
I'm wearing
Look
one
how
too.
dope that is. Tim's
Look
wearing
at
one right
that.
there. This is a rad line. You guys are going to want to get this before. Hold on. What am I doing here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whole cool collection.
There you go.
Kindoffunny.com/store, 10 a.m. Tuesday.
Check it out. Shout out to our Patreon producers, Nathan Lamoth, Jedi Master, Deadpool, Casey Andrew, and James Hastings. You guys are awesome, and you help keep the lights on. Today's episode of the Kind of Funny podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp, but we'll get to that a little bit later. Mike has 3 topics, and I have one mega topic.
One mega topic.
To do today. So, Mike, give us your 3 topics, and we'll go down the line.
Let me open one up right now. Let's open one up.
Let's open it up.
As many people know, I got a little brother, right? Jackson.
Jackson.
He's not little anymore, right?
Yeah,
You
it's
and
like my
Cool
brother.
G, you're not little anymore. You're grown adults. Jackson's a grown-ass adult here. But here's the issue with Jackson.
Is he taller than you?
Yes, taller and better looking.
That's annoying.
You know, and that hurts.
How come I
That
couldn't
hurts.
be taller
That's
than that?
tough.
That hurts deep down inside. But here's the issue. Jackson calls me, and he goes, hey, Mike, thinking about getting a hamster. It's like 9:30 in the morning on a Saturday. I'm just waking up. And I'm like, okay, well, let's not start the day with this conversation. And he goes, I'm about to go get a hamster. And I
Welcome
said,
to
you
what it's like knowing Snowbike Mike.
need to reevaluate your life because I've been there.
Slappy, I got
as
a
many of you
chainsaw.
know. You know,
You don't even-
I once bought a reptile and I
You did, you
immediately
took
took
it
it back. Yeah,
Yeah.
immediately took
I
it back
remember
because I knew better than that. You know what I mean? And so I said,
I'm
"Here's
glad
the-
you didn't just like leave it next to a bush like you did your shoe.
Like it's an invasive species in Florida. You just get it out there now. There's 3,000 of them.
Ruin the ecosystem.
So he calls me and he goes, I'm thinking about getting a hamster.
How old's he?
30 years old now.
Okay.
There's a grown adult, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you got too much time on your hands if you want to buy a rodent, you know what I mean? You should be outside at the gym, go to school or something, you know what I mean? He goes, I'm going to go get a hamster. I'll call you
This
back.
conversation is just sounding really similar.
Yeah, and there I am thinking like, man, you know, you cannot get a rodent, you know what I mean?
You cannot get a rodent.
There's a
you're right.
number of things that you should not have as a pet owner. A rodent and a reptile. Speaking from facts, we used to have lizards back in the
Speaking from facts.
The moment that fucking lizard gets out the cage, trust me, it doesn't love you. It doesn't know you. It is gone. And guess what that thing's going to do?
Yeah.
Die in the walls. And guess what you are going to have as a pet owner? A stanky house.
Stinky walls.
And that's what I want to talk about. You go nose blind to the rodents. You don't smell it
You don't
anymore.
smell the hamster poop in the little cedar chips. By the way, the cedar chips do not take the poop smell.
No,
Exactly.
they have
put
their own smell.
Cedar chip and poop into the air.
Oh, you mentioning nose blind. I remember on a podcast I asked the question, like, what do they call it when you can't smell?
Nose blind.
Nose blind.
But like, you're blind, you're deaf. Are you just nose deaf? Like,
Oh, no. Yeah, you go nose blind to certain smells. Right, like pet owners, you
Sure.
get so accustomed to having the dog in the house,
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't smell that you got a dog in the house.
But
It's like when you
what is
work-
the word though. For
yeah, I don't know if there's a word. Yeah, that's the word. But like, it's like when you work at Subway. It's like
Yes.
all day. It's like, God, you smell like Subway bread.
Smell like fresh bread.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know
Not a
about
bad
fresh.
thing to smell bad.
No,
I got a freaking in a non sequitur. I had to go to the ENT, right? The ears, nose, and throat doctor.
Yep.
To get that hole in my ear checked out.
they
Did I tell you
replace
guys
all of
about
them?
This? What's that?
Do
They do.
replace
You can
all
get
of
you can get a good
them?
aftermarket muffler put in your nose. But I called this place that I always just thought they were called ENTs, right? You know, ear, nose, and
Sounds
throat
right.
doctor, right?
Yeah.
They call Nick. This is the otolaryngologist office.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is a prank call. They called me. I was like, this is a prank call. I don't know who you are. Lose my Stop
Who's
calling me.
Nick, known for prank calls.
At
known
what
for
point did
getting
they
a lot.
move on to like the throat? Like, at one point
They
did they
started the ear.
expand?
They started the year.
Like they were just ear and nose people, and they were like, we should, there's a lot of people with throat issues that we should really.
There was throat people.
expand
and
the
there was
empire.
ear people, but they weren't talking.
Of
So there was always an issue where it was like, how do we, you know what I mean?
course.
How do we connect?
How do we
Who
connect?
knows?
Through the nose.
All right,
nose
Mike.
people.
So nose blind.
So, yeah,
I've never
yeah.
liked rodents as pets.
Thank
if I'm
you,
being
Nick.
honest. They're
Yeah.
fucking weird. It's weird.
What if they bite you? You ever seen the
You get
hamster
scabies.
in Pokemon? You think you want to get bit by a rattata? No, you don't want to get
You're
bit
right.
by one of
You're
these
making
things.
Solid points here.
And they don't want to be your pet. That's the issue. I think a lot of people saw dogs and cats, the loyalist of pets, and they go, man, these are great animals. I bet you I can get a rat to be my friend. No, you cannot, because the rat
people
wants
do.
to run free.
I mean, some people would say so do dogs and cats specifically, but
The only pet that wants to be a pet, let's be real about
Be
this,
real.
folks. Let's really kind of just tell the truth in this podcast, is the dog.
Yeah.
You look at a cat, I've never seen a cat that wants to be a pet. I look into a cat's eyes, you look deep into the cat's soul, like I'm looking at your eyes right now. I know exactly what you're thinking. How do I get the fuck out of this conversation?
yeah.
How do I leave this podcast?
You're right.
Every cat's thinking about escape. They're like little mini thieves or escape artists sitting in your house.
And then when people have cats that are dope, they're only dope because those cats are like dogs.
yeah,
You know what
exactly.
I mean? Anyone that's like, oh no, my cat's different. It's like, yeah, that's the golden point there.
Yeah.
Different.
The
Exception to the rule.
I think the clip that was really kind of awakening for me was a TikTok clip I saw of Theo Vaughn interviewing some dude, and the dude talked about how when sometimes people die in their houses. Oh my god!
Fucking hell. I got funny boned hard.
Oh, he got funny
Rotate that
bone.
bad boy?
We all pushed in the set.
Yeah.
That's what happened to him.
Sorry, Andy.
It's too compact in here. Yeah.
Should have kept it loose.
That when people die in their houses, cats are the ones that will quickly start to eat their dead owners.
Yeah, a cat wants to eat.
With it, like when the body is dead, I think they said like dogs take the longest to be like, I'm hungry, I'm starving. My owner's obviously dead and not coming to life and not going to feed me. I'm giving up. I got to eat this fucking owner, right? Like this, it hurts my heart to do this. But cats within like,
They're waiting.
I don't know, 20 minutes or some
Yeah.
shit. No, like within like a day, will like just start to eat the dead owner. They are the ones that are quickest. They mourn the fastest.
A lot of people
If
don't
they mourn
understand
at all.
that.
That's a great
Wow,
word.
they
They
mourn the
mourn the
fastest.
fastest.
But when a cat, you know, when a cat licks you and it kind of feels fun because it's got the weird like sandpaper tongue,
Yeah.
it's trying to eat you. It's testing the waters.
Little test.
It's the T-Rex coming up to the electric fence.
So I'm totally with you on the rodent thing personally.
Yeah,
Like, don't like the smell
personal
of it,
thing.
just the vibe of it. I'm a little scared of it, whatever. Full well granted understanding that I have the closest thing to two rodents possible in the dog world.
Pellet poops.
But I really think the only thing scarier than like house rodents is non-house rodents. And like rats, cool, they're out there, they're
Oh,
doing
they're
their
gross.
thing. Mice, they're doing their thing, whatever.
Okay.
But like, what are hamsters doing if not in someone's house? What are guinea pigs doing if not in someone's house?
Just
Can you
living
imagine
free.
seeing them living free? It'd be fucking weird. And I know this from experience because the place that my mom is, the assisted living facility, is out kind of in the middle of nowhere. And you have to drive out there, and it's very suburban, all right? Pull over my car, park, and I just hear like, I'm like, what the actual fuck is that? And I look down the grass, the lawn leading into this building, just a normal house. There's a guinea pig, just a live guinea pig.
Yeah.
In the wild.
Threatening.
And it broke me because I was like, am I alone in never seeing a guinea pig?
I've never seen a guinea pig in my life.
So I'm like,
Is that where you
Gopher?
Pokemon battle?
but I'm like, this is fucking wild.
Yeah.
Then leave, go get lunch, come back. The sound is intensified. Like, you know when it's nighttime at a camping site and you hear like
Multiple.
the cicadas and
Yeah, I love
it was
that
multiple.
sound.
And I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? And I look over. I am not kidding you, about 40 guinea pigs just fucking chilling on the streets. They're just running around.
Well, see-
and it's just normal out there.
Well, that was someone had a guinea pig pet, let it free, fornicated. Now you have 100 in your front yard.
100 fucking guinea pigs. And like, I don't even know, like, they're all just chilling. They're okay with this. But like, this entire neighborhood is just taken over by these pigs.
I don't like that. See, this is when you start getting into that crazy war of escalation, right? Where the guinea pigs are an invasive species. So what do you bring in next? The snakes.
Yeah.
To kill the guinea pigs. Then you got to bring the foxes to kill the snakes. Then you have to
It's
bring
Joker
small
theory.
children to kill the foxes. It's a whole thing.
I don't know
I
about
literally
that
saw a video over the weekend
Small
where people
children
were.
loves killing foxes.
I don't know about that one.
You know why? Because they're they're eye to eye.
Yeah.
It's a fair fight. I saw a video over the weekend. I'm sure it's like 8 years old, but it's a video of, I think it was in Florida, and it's a raccoon attacking an iguana, and it's biting the shit out of this iguana's back. And this iguana's like, get at it. But it's like scaly, so it couldn't quite get through. And this old lady runs up and shoos off the raccoon.
Oh,
She's like, get away from the iguana, because it's obviously, I mean, let's be honest, the raccoon's got at least 50 pounds on this iguana, right? It's winning this fight if left to go on. But people in the comments were like, what this lady doesn't understand is that the iguanas were introduced a long time ago. They're an invasive species. They're trying to get rid of these things. So anytime
Nick said invasive species. Like, he learned it for the first
he's
time.
This is my
deep
brand
in
new thing.
it. He's deep in it.
So you guys,
brand
gotta
new
let.
thing.
So basically, if you see a raccoons basically are nature's like protectors. You see a raccoon,
Really?
Yeah, okay.
I don't know if
Look
that.
at us. Look at
I don't know if that's
Learn
true.
about
I,
knowledge on us, Nick.
I don't know.
Oh,
you
here's the
see-
thing, guys.
I don't know if, quote, raccoons are basically nature's protectors.
I love that. Right? If you see a raccoon attacking something, you should automatically be on the raccoon side.
On its side. Okay.
You know?
In that moment, do you assume, like, whatever that's doing, it's the right thing?
the right thing, right?
Wow.
It's
It's
exactly.
just trying to even out, like,
Just even the odds.
yeah, trying to even out the odds.
Even out the scales.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. Because a lot of times raccoons are just kind of invasive in their own ways.
Yeah.
They're getting into your shit.
Home invaders.
Yeah.
But think about what they're doing.
Look
Fighting crime.
Think about what they're doing.
Yep.
Right?
protecting
They
nature.
get to your trash and they eat all the stinky parts out of your trash.
So the
They say,
iguanas
thank you.
don't get in there.
And yeah, exactly. right?
I
They're
just
looking after you.
imagine. I imagine Nick walking into hearing a racket. He walks into his kitchen, pantry's open, fucking Oreos being eaten by 3 raccoons. He's like, they're protecting nature.
Yeah. This guy gets it. Something in that cereal, something in that pantry was
Getting
good
ahead
for
of it.
me.
Yep.
They're getting ahead of it so they can process it for him.
Thank you. You just thank him and walk away.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
true. Thanks for your service.
Yeah,
God
it's the
damn it.
raccoons.
Dude, I love him. Have you seen that stupid ass fucking meme where the guy was like act normal, Steve or whatever it is, and it's one raccoon and he looks up, he gets caught, and then the camera pans over the other raccoon's like,
They're great, man.
it's crazy. They're awesome.
See, Mike, I am surprised about this though, because I would count you down as a rodent guy.
I mean, I was, right? I bought that lizard. I was a reptile, rodent type of jabroni.
You're all the
Definitely
same.
reptile.
At one, well, the moment that you put something in a cage with sand that it's going to piss and poop on, there's a smell, no matter what.
Yeah, it's always
You know
a
what I
smell.
mean? It's just, it's over.
It's like
It's over.
it's very similar to like I always wonder why garbage just ends up smelling the same. Like I know that's like a general kind of thought that like no matter what you put in your garbage bin outside,
It's gonna smell like shit.
it's the same whiff.
Yeah.
I could throw fucking a big bucket of strawberries in there and it's gonna smell the same as like just normal pizza boxes or whatever. I don't know why. And that's kind of similar with the pet store smell.
Yep.
It's the pet store smell. It's
Smell.
like, for whatever
Yeah.
reason, reptiles and rodents end up smelling the same because they have very similar smell and shit, I guess, and they poop in the little
pellets?
mulch. Like you put a little mulch down, and they kind of burrow in there. It's gross.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, don't take this the wrong way, but it surprises me that you said this about the reptiles, because I feel like you'd be the kind of person that eventually, like, if left in Tahoe, let's be honest, if we didn't bring you down
Left to your own device.
if we didn't bring you down to more civilized culture down here in San Francisco, I feel like 20 years from now, tell me if I'm crazy, Mike's the guy with the iguana that constantly says on
I was
his shoulder
about to say that.
that he gives a kiss to occasionally.
I was about
gives a
to
little kiss
say
too.
that.
Yeah.
And he's Iguana Mike.
He's iguana.
Oh,
Mike.
Yeah.
And Iguana Mike is just
Iguana
like
Mike.
he's
And
just
when-
like known in Tahoe more than he's already known as Snowbike Mike Howard. Like he's the guy that like is standing out by the corner, so like that's Iguana Mike over there.
And he's
He's
got one
walking
of
down
those
the block.
weird like braids, ponytail braid. And then
Like a Jedi.
and then occasionally he still gets on the snow bike, but the iguana's got a smaller snow bike that goes down.
I love that.
This is cool. Mikey'd be so fucking cool if he got an iguana. I've
well,
come
you
full
know, I'll
circle
write
on
it
this.
down.
So is Jackson getting this thing?
I mean, I'm sure
Tell
he
him
will.
no.
He went
It's a
down to
waste of money.
Denver, which is a 45-minute drive, to go look for more different colored rodents because he wanted to pick the perfect one. And I didn't know that you had
Based on color.
I didn't know we spread the the mileage out to go find the perfect rodent.
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean that's what
hamster,
I mean.
mouse.
Yeah, I guess I'm not aware of people being super particular for the look of the rodent. Like when it comes to dogs, people will travel far and wide
Of
to like,
course, of
I
course.
want that corgi. I want that breed of animal. There's a breeder, 3 hours away from here that I'm going to go drive down to. But like, I've never heard of that for rodents. Is like a special one, like a
Yeah, I mean, this hamster's just gonna sit
albino
in the
one or
cage,
something?
You
It's
know
gonna
what I mean?
die.
Like,
Let's see,
he's
it's
gonna
gonna
look
die
at
in like
that
5 days.
hamster. He's gonna try to be friends with it. It's gonna bite him. Now the hamster's gonna live in the cage forever. And it's like, okay, well, we saw this coming. You know what I mean?
I mean, but
That's
all
my issue.
all animals kind of like will nibble on the owner every once in a while, like,
Again, cat starts licking you.
Cat,
It's a
giving
taste
you
test.
some-
Yeah, taste test.
It's a
test,
taste.
yeah.
It's like when you die,
Mhm.
if I have to eat you, will I be willing to? Is what the cat's doing.
Now,
So
go ahead.
I just want to say, like, I'm with you on this rodent thing.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
with you on the
Like,
lizard
let's say
reptile
Cool G
situation.
looks at you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, what up, Tim? I got to get a field mouse.
Field mouse. Yeah.
Cool
De-
just seems like
definitely-
he'd like that.
No mice in my house. We would not allow that. But we finally got the boys groomed over the weekend.
Okay, yeah.
Or on Friday, and Cool Greg came with us, and we ended up getting them at Petco. It was the only place around that had availability, and they're fucking adorable. They're so small.
Yeah, they're small.
But Cool Greg was like, "Oh my god, we need to introduce Moose and Toretto to the iguanas," and he said it in a way as if he knew the iguanas at the Petco.
Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
And he had been there.
He very
He's
ma-
definitely
he
doing
very
it.
well may
You know
well
what I
know
mean?
them, yeah.
And yeah, Cool Greg wanted one of them iguanas real bad. Real bad. Geckos, chameleons, whatever the fuck. All of them. He's obsessed. And I kind of get it. I don't want this to happen. But they look really cool. And they're kind of just chilling. And you're not playing with these things. The moment you're playing with it, it's on your shoulder, then you're one of those guys.
Give
I
it a
don't know
kiss.
about being one of those guys.
Little
But
kiss.
I mean, look, TikTok has introduced us to all corners and
all sorts of depravity.
types of people that
Mhm.
you didn't really know existed out there. And
Yeah.
it's I've definitely been down a rabbit hole of or let's say an iguana hole.
Iguana hole.
Or field mouse hole, and just kind of like seeing people that love their reptiles, and it's like wow, I didn't know I could think a little iguana or whatever chameleon was cute, but it's just resting on the dude's hand, and he kind of rubs his head and just closes its eyes, like it's adorable. You know what I mean? Like I get it in some ways, but in a lot of ways with Mike, I'm like absolutely the fuck not. I'm never doing that. I would never ever want an iguana or a lizard in the household.
Yeah.
Mike,
My problem.
to segue away from this topic for
Yeah.
a moment, there's lots of conversations that happen around this office.
Always.
And sometimes I'm privy to them, and sometimes I just come in halfway through them. So I need to be caught up on the current sports drama with what's happening with the teams, because
Nick.
all I
Yeah.
heard today was, and Mike and Blessing, two ships passing in the night today.
Always.
Different
Always.
on content,
Always.
not on content, whatever. Blessing gets done playing a game on Twitch, comes out, Mike tags him. Mike comes out, sits down, puts his jeans on, put some shoes on to get ready for the podcast, turns to Blessing and says, "Hey, Blessing, what's your theory?
What's your strategy?
What's your strategy on," how did he phrase it, Andy?
It's just like, what's your strategy on corner kicks? What's your strategy
it was
on,
How
on
we subbing?
rotation?
I need to know how we
sub?
subbing.
What's the sub rotation for the new soccer team?
Yeah.
Because you're captain. But he said it with the way.
You tell us what to do, Captain.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
I don't know what
He's
to
the
do.
captain.
You're the captain.
He's the captain. What do you want me to do? Of course, he's gonna ask.
It was
you these
so
questions.
undermining. If you let's put it this way: if you were an ensign on the Starship Enterprise, they would suck your ass right out.
You know
of
what
that
I'm
space
just trying
portal.
to get at? I'm trying to make sure I get the most playing time possible because my friend Blessing is now the team captain, which means I have leverage to not sit on the bench for 40 minutes a game. You
That's
know
not
what
what it sounded like.
I'm out here trying to get
No.
minutes.
Yesterday, me and Mike went to go play golf.
Yep.
We had a great time. We played with two random dudes.
Two jabronis.
An older man and his like future son-in-law, and
Yeah.
we finished the golf. By the way, we could not have golf carts. It really sucked. We were just walking
A lot of
around.
and it was a big course. Big course.
Big ass course.
Call it the poor
Beautiful.
man's Pebble Beach.
Beautiful course.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Um,
yeah.
And while we're
there.
done, Mike goes, "These dudes have no idea what they're getting into with this soccer match." It's like it's soccer. You got to be running constantly, and also all 6 of us are making up a whole fucking team, and there's gonna be like 2 or 3 other people on the team, and I do not envy the other 2 or 3 randoms that are gonna be on the squad. 'Cause it's gonna be Mike, it's gonna be Roger's girlfriend Leanza, Blessing, Cool Greg, who else?
Katie the roommate.
Katie the roommate. How many of them have played soccer?
3 out of the 6. Maybe
Oof.
2 out of the 6.
Cool Greg's been walking by the soccer
He's
field.
been
to
walking
watch
by
that.
it.
No, no,
Try to learn
Studying.
what he can.
Don't get me wrong. Let's stop right here. Let's
Studying.
for the sake of just being real. Cool G's gonna crush this. Cool G's a runner and
Yeah.
naturally athletic.
Runner and a track
You
star.
didn't know the
Right, but
rules.
you
Doesn't
need to know the
matter.
rules.
You can
But like
learn the rules, but the athleticism of soccer is it's very hard.
the thing is, yeah, exactly. This is not.
I don't want to be
This is not
subbed out.
softball where
This
you
is
get to
not
just sit
softball.
out
This
for
is
most
not
of the game.
kickball, where you're just like.
We're not playing slosh ball.
This is a very active sort of game, right?
Soccer's
And
how I tore my meniscus
Now,
for Christ's sake.
now here's the thing, though. So Bless did not ask to be captain. He was
Of
just
course not.
assigned it randomly. Of
course not.
And I thought Mike was going to be upset about this, and we all kind of would because we know Mike. Mike is happy because now Bless is the captain. He gets to blame Bless for all the bad things.
Oh, hell
But-
yeah.
But now
he already
Mike-
has an enemy on the team.
But yeah, Mike. What he keeps saying that like he has a man on the inside. Which
Yeah.
what the fuck does that mean?
Man on the
Soccer.
inside.
Second off, there's other types
You have a
of
direct
captains.
line to the head coach.
Yeah, that's what he keeps saying. And now Mike wants to be what is it? The party? Not party. Social captain.
That's what Bless wants to assign me, social captain. Yeah, yeah.
So Mike's gonna be the social captain. And what's your first
The
rule?
the rule is you have to get iced before you go out on the grass anytime. So if you want to hit the
Smirnoff
pitch,
Ice?
you got to chug a White Claw or a Smirnoff
That's a
Ice.
great idea.
Thank you, Nick.
That's a
Thank
great
you,
idea.
Nick. Let's get a little social. Let's get a little
That
fun.
sounds fun.
Co-ed 8v8 soccer on a Thursday night in sunny San Francisco. I'm going to get a White Claw in you.
I
Let's
mean,
have
I don't understand. That should be
Get
a
loose.
prerequisite for even signing the fucking form to sign up.
Mike,
Like, I-
again,
White Claw
as
to
we're
face.
walking to our cars after the golf, Mike goes, Andy, the second I get kicked in my shin, I'm fucking gone.
You're gonna take a one chin kick and be dead. But to me, it's so interesting because it reminded me of all the times that I've undermined like Greg and Tim's authority at this
Yeah.
office. I don't want the position, but I just want the opportunity to talk shit
Yeah.
to the person who has the position.
course.
Because I know how hard it is, and I don't want it. But it's the best of both worlds.
Exactly.
Right? If they fuck up, you get to make fun of them for it.
It
If they
just-
don't, you drink some Smirnoff Ices. It's great.
I'm just glad that everybody else.
did it.
I'm just glad that everybody else
get
kind
you,
of
Mike.
felt the vibe in the room, and Roger was the one to immediately call it out. Like, Mike sits down and immediately decides to check Blessing in front of everybody, and like
Out
on
of
what
nowhere.
on what the knowledge is. Yeah, out of nowhere.
nowhere.
It really just felt like a.
You
Up
guys are
until
coming
that
at me.
point,
Here's the deal.
So, hey,
Let me
Blessing,
check my watch.
If they're in a 3-2-3 defense, what are we running?
Yeah, what are we running, Blessing? But
It
like,
is-
I don't know.
It's Monday as of recording this. Tuesday when this podcast goes out. It means we have 48 hours till soccer.
Yeah.
Blessing needs to start putting together, hey, how many people are showing up? What am I going to let everybody play with? You're just going to let
Yeah, it's
Jabroni,
homework.
you're going to let Jabroni show up to the field and go, I guess I'm ready to play. And then he's going to go, 1, 3, 4. Okay, you 4 go out. Oh, shit, only 8 people can go out. I don't have enough. You got to start thinking about this stuff. You're the team captain. You're the head coach. You got to come into Thursdays with a plan.
Put your head in the game.
What kind of fun are we bringing? How many subs do I got? How many people do I got? Is Mike going to be goalie because he promised, to be unscored upon shutout? Should I put him out in the field because he said, I'm going to score 2 goals game 1. If I play in the field, I'm getting 2 goals.
Oh, you think you're playing 2 goals?
Yeah. I promise you, Nick.
How did the I'm sorry, this is just for educational purposes.
Yeah.
How did the softball games end up? How those end up?
Oh, we took a lot of losses, but I played well. I played well.
So, Nick, this happened before you walked in, but a very similar conversation about this whole thing was going on. And there was a major reveal that it seemed like not a single person knew to be the case until it came up. That the first time they do this on Thursday, it's the first game.
Yes.
And it's also the second game.
2 games.
You got to play one night.
They have a double header? No way.
This is my dream. This is my dream situation.
Mike, did you
Why?
play soccer?
Yeah, I played soccer before because I get to run a bunch.
Okay.
That means I get 2 games for the price of 1. That's incredible stuff.
How long
to
are the
me.
games?
All y'all are going to be so
40-minute games, 10-minute halves. So you got about that. I mean, that's 20-minute halves to make 40. With a halftime, that's 10 minutes. So let's say an hour. Let's say about an hour. It's probably about 50 minutes grand total.
Everybody's going to be so unbelievably sore. I know Roger and Leanza and Mike is back. Or Roger and Leanza never left the gym, but Mike is now back in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
But it's such a different thing that is being asked of your body, right? You're going to get less tired while you're out there, granted, right? You've been building up your stamina and your endurance.
That's stammy.
But going out there, my buddy of mine lived in the gym, and then I played him 1v1 basketball, and he's never been more tired. And it's like,
it's tough.
It's a different thing that you're being asked to do now. But you can stand around a lot too.
Getting scared, getting nervous. But here's Mike, team captain, already thinking about the sub.
Is he not? But you're not team
But
captain.
you're not.
That's why I had to check my team captain. I didn't make sure.
There's already a mutiny. There is already a mutiny.
Here's the deal. I just heard the 3 of you get worried, get nervous about 2 hours of action. Team captain, he's going to make sure you're subbed. He's going to make sure you're fresh. Orange slices, smearing off ice, whatever you need, you got it. That's why someone's got to say team captain, I hope you're ready.
During softball, when mentions of the mutiny and mentions of Mike checking that one guy named Connor or whatever, and then Blessing ending up telling Cooper and Blessing telling us, no, Mike only hates Cooper because he's handsome. Which is one of the funniest
Cooper
things.
was tall and handsome.
But it started off as a rivalry, and Blessing was like, no, he's just jealous because he's really handsome or whatever. Those stories of mutiny were really funny, right? But I didn't expect the mutiny to begin with somebody who works in the studio.
I'm just making sure he's ready for week 1.
I can't wait.
Someone's got to help him.
I can't wait for the post-game conferences for Mike to be subtly throwing digs at if we had better, rotations and stuff like that, I'm sure we would have done better.
There's a lot of questions I have about this.
Yeah, a lot of
Was
questions.
this just the next sport in the rotation for the league that you're playing in?
No, this is what Katie and Blessing decided on.
Okay.
It was either this and or volleyball. I said, I don't want to play volleyball because I don't want to go inside.
Volleyball's so fun, though. Volleyball would have been a blast.
Nick, volleyball is not fun when you go into a middle school gym with 10 people, no music, no liveliness. Katie did it before, and she was like, this was the worst league I've ever signed up for. And it's like, I'm not going to do volleyball in some middle school gym.
This man is heated.
Yeah.
I have never seen Mike this upset.
I was very upset about
Now,
volleyball. So I said my vote is towards soccer.
Mike needs a live DJ at all moments.
But
I'm just saying, hey, let's make it fun. It's a adult league.
2 follow-up questions. One, is there not an outdoor volleyball league?
Nick, it's fall into winter.Ey're not playing outdoors.
Were you playing soccer?
Yeah, people are down to freeze to death in soccer.
It's a very good question, Nick.
You're outdoors with soccer.
Hey, I don't know.
I don't know why.
Sure? I'll bet you.
I don't know why Mike came back at you so hard there.
No, you fucking moron.
I'll bet you $5. $5. They get there on Thursday night. It's an indoor soccer league. I bet you $5. Okay. Follow-up question though. Real talk.
Yeah,
real question.
Real talk.
Does Roger know how to play soccer?
No, but I made them run drills at the park.
Has Roger ever kicked a soccer ball in his life?
Not until I threw the soccer ball at him.
This is going to go poorly.
Made him do a header. Should ask him. I made him do drills. Threw the ball up. I made him do a little one stop, then kick, one timers, headers. I was making him do it all.
Here's what I need from you.
Yeah.
I really, really need the company to invest in some sort of GoPro technology.
Yeah.
So we can record a lot of it, get some footage down, get moments of Mike being like, Jesus fucking Christ, the moments of like a ball getting by you, the moments of you watching Roger toppling over and falling over his own feet. Like I need to see some footage.
Well, here's what we'll do.
I don't understand why we're not live streaming
Andy,
all these games.
Why don't you come on by and live stream for us?
What day is this?
Thursday night. You come by. We'll get a pizza. We'll get a large pizza. We can live stream right from the phone.
We'll get a pizza.
We'll get a pizza. I mean, why not? A little pizza.
While we're playing soccer.
I'll eat the pizza while out on the field. That's how crazy I am. I'll handle it.
I know you are.
And I'll still score. So, Andy, come with us. Me, Roger, Lienza, Blessing, team captain, Katie, Cool Greg, Andy recording. We have the technology. Week 1 goes great. Andy says, yo, it was a ton of fun. The audience loves it. We invite Nick and Tim next.
Baby steps.
I mean,
I'm not making any promises. I'm heavily leaning towards no.
Well, then the people won't
Let's
see
just be
it.
clear on camera so that when Mike says,
Yes.
Andy said he was coming,
Andy said he was
be like,
coming.
no.
Tim, he's still gonna say it anyway. He's still gonna
You gave the people hope. The people want it. The people want it.
I gave the people hope. Okay.
Look at the chat. They want it right now.
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break
Oh,
to
man.
tell you about our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. I can't even count the amount of nights I lose sleep because I just can't stop thinking and my brain just won't stop talking. It turns out one great way to make those racing thoughts go away is to talk them through. Therapy gives you a place to do that so you can get out of your negative thought cycles and find some mental and emotional peace, and it can give you the tools to find more balance in your life. Some of my best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. It empowers you to be the best version of yourself. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You just fill out a brief questionnaire, you get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. You can find more balance with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/kindafunny today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindafunny. BetterHelp.com/kindafunny. All right. I need you guys to get your serious heads, your serious caps on for a second.
Put it on there. What's the make
Okay,
one?
get all the shenanigans out, wiggle it all out right now, because I have a very serious question to ask you guys. Greg Miller out of town at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would have been in the office, opened his car door, all the snakes fell out of it. All the snakes. So he's recovering from that. His son's second birthday is coming up.
That's a real one.
That's a real one.
Terrible twos.
What are we all getting him?
He said no gifts.
Yeah, but he doesn't get to decide.
He doesn't get to dictate that.
Yeah, he doesn't.
Okay.
I'm glad you're saying that because I was kind of on the same boat. Like, it reminds me of like for example, my mom is always like, no gifts for our anniversary to my dad.
Mm-hmm.
And he does it anyway, right? Like every year they're like, let's not get each other anything, and they always get each other something.
Kevin read my mind.
This
Let's get the Halo
Ghostbuster.
Warthog. Oh,
No, let's get him something
Ghostbuster.
good.
Does he have? Is there an Ecto 1 Power Wheels?
Ghostbusters. I'll look it up.
Okay.
Because there's a Warthog and it looks sick. We could buy
They
it.
don't like
I was
those games though.
I was thinking like a bunch of knives.
Greg doesn't.
Like throwing knives?
Yeah.
But you think
like
the
real
kid
sharp
does,
ones?
Tim?
This is our chance to shape Ben.
Yes.
You know?
Greg gets to spend all this time with this kid.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Our turn.
The kid barely knows why. He thinks he conflates me with Roger.
I'm
He
gonna-
thinks on the level of importance in his life, I'm on the level of Roger.
That's how ignorant he is.
It's how
That kid doesn't get me.
Love
Jesus
the beef
Christ,
between
Nick.
you and Roger.
Not gonna,
It's
that
the
is
best.
I was gonna say that's how stupid Roger is. That is how little I am in this kid's life. So we have to, and I want this kid to call me Uncle Nick and like mean it. Not like, all right, I don't have another term for this guy, so I just call him Uncle Nick, everyone's uncle.
For this guy.
But you know how like there was always
guy.
you always there was always like your parents' friends.
Yeah.
Like I don't really have I can't.
Oh
tell you
yeah,
he's a really
I
good
have a
friend,
lot
but-
of Theos that like my dad just worked with for
Exactly.
years and years.
Yeah,
and
of
years.
course.
But I want Ben to be like, I wonder what Uncle Nick's doing. I want him to wonder about me and think about me sometimes.
I was going to give him free soccer lessons with Mike.
That's
You know what I
useless.
mean?
That is a
Just
useless,
throwing it out there.
shitty gift.
Uncle Mike
say
will be Coach Mike for the rest of this kid's life.
That's
Right? Like
cool.
when
Yeah, but
this
you
kid
know-
hits 5,
Dynamite
guess who
Mike
gets
Howard.
to be guess who gets to be T-ball coach? Mike. Guess who gets to be soccer coach? Mike. Any sport this kid plays, I'm gonna be there.
You have to have a child in the sport.
No, I don't. No, I have
Be
a
able to
child.
be
It's that
the-
kid.
Yeah.
That's my
I
child.
don't think it works that way. I don't think it works that way. Here's
I
what
was
I'm saying.
offering up guitar lessons.
I'm coming out for this part of the conversation because I have thoughts.
Okay.
One, Nick, are you wearing socks or are you sunburned?
Oh, those are socks. Those are his cool pink socks.
Okay.
I
On
think
camera, it really looks like you're sunburned, and there was some discussion.
Okay.
Kind of.
It does that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Oh,
KindaFunny.com/.
Joe, can you stand behind them?
Yes, I can.
Thank you.
Two, I think we should. My only problem with the Power Wheels, Greg and Jen's backyard,
Very small.
hard to maneuver that around.
He'll figure it out. He's got to figure out how to drive.
Well, you take him to the street.
Problem.
Here,
But now
okay.
you're making
Put 'em on
them
the fucking
haul
highway.
this Power
That's
Wheel.
the
highway.
point.
Take him to the street.
Yes.
What if
kid-
we got them something really loud
That's
instead?
I want to get him a drum set. I want to get him a full drum set. I want to ruin Greg's life.
Let's go to Guitar Center right now. and
Drum
drop the
set.
card.
A
They
baby
gotta
drum
have baby
set?
drum set.
I think it would be funny to all get him.
Different parts of a drum set.
No, I was gonna,
That is a great idea.
Kim, you mentioned that like this is our chance to shape this child, right? Like
He
I
can be a
was-
baby worldie in this
I was
one,
thinking
though,
like
huh?
how funny it would be if we all showed up with just like extremely selfish things that we just are clearly trying to imprint on this child.
Like, if this doesn't work,
Tim
I'm-
shows up with like some blue Power Ranger thing or whatever, and I show up with a San Antonio Spurs hoodie. You know what I mean?
I'm legitimately, if we can't decide something incredible to get him, I'm going to get him a framed picture of me that says best uncle, like best Uncle Nick.
That is a good idea,
A
Nick.
great idea.
That's
See what I'm
really
saying?
good. I mean, I feel like we just all invest in that. You know
Just
what I mean?
me? For me? Or the whole? Or
No,
all
we
of us?
each get
As a
one.
group, we give.
No, we just do a bigger and bigger, like, depending on how many of us pay, like, it's a portrait, a life-size portrait.
Or
Kevin-
all of us
Kevin,
just
do
give
me a
different
favor.
pictures of Nick.
Kevin, can you do me a favor?
I'm listening.
Can you run out real quick and ask Uncle fucking Roger how much money he's willing to put down on this right now? Because I'm going to outbid him.
Wait, I don't. So wait.
How expensive is your picture?
It depends on how big the picture's going to be. This might be the size of this fucking room.
I mean, Nick,
Done with it.
I got to beat Roger.
we got a billboard up top.
You got a billboard.
Pay it in your leg? Call Greg.
Oh, Greg.
That was a great one. That was a great one.
That's the next thing we're going to do. We're gonna
No,
put
I
out
like
there.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were pointing to your big giant face that's over there in the boxes, and that's what
Andy,
you were
we
going to
should give him
give.
that.
We could. We
The
could.
big Andy
I
face.
guess
He'd love it.
is that a good gift though?
Kids love stuff like that.
Yeah.
'Cause it's creative and fun.
This is the perfect age because he'll be interested in things, but he's not going to be disappointed by a gift yet.
Oh my God.
Like
I
he's too
love
young to know
this.
disappointment.
So this kid loves trains.
He loves trains. They're a train
That's
power
let's
wheel.
get him a train Power
big
Wheels
wheel.
train.
Yeah, let's get a Power Wheels train.
Well, Michael's offering soccer training.
There you go. There we go.
Yes,
Now,
yes.
Here's the thing. I know he loves trains, but like he will for sure love this.
That's
right?
sick.
That's so
That's
sick.
Yeah, but we don't want to turn him into one of the construction kids.
Oh, he
You
can't
know
be
what I
a
mean?
blue
And
collar job kid.
Grandpa's
Come
a train
on.
operator.
Yeah.
He's got construction
Yeah.
running through his
Yeah.
veins.
Yeah.
But this just looks like, can you ride in it or is this remote control?
No, you can ride in it, but then the parrots can also remote control.
They have
I
the,
think
they have the
that-
kill
It's a
switch.
safety feature. Look at this.
Anything we get,
so
I feel
cool.
like we have to like hot glue the batteries into, so when it makes a bunch of noise, Greg and Jen can't take it out.
Yeah.
Kid.
Oh, I like that. Well, why don't we get him one of the bass, the bass that sings?
Oh, I love that.
Everybody loves Billy the Bass.
Billy the
Love
Bass.
that.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I feel like this is the perfect age for him to like something weird like that too.
Yeah. Every morning he has to hit that thing.
We have a lot of
I don't know why I want to torture Greg and Jen with this, but it is the
it's
first
fun.
thing
Fun.
my mind jumps to.
Because it's fun, because we know how hard Greg works.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that working as hard as he works and raising a family is not easy. And we just want
Oh,
to
that's
punish him for
cool.
that.
Like a Furby. Or like many Furby.
Oh my gosh.
What is something that like is a baby
We could
shark
all give him
thing
a Furby.
or that sings constantly, that sings the same song over
Yeah.
and over?
Billy the Bass.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think
Like, what is that? Billy the
Tickle Me
Bass?
Elmo.
Yeah, it's Billy the Bass.
What's Tickle Me Elmo looking like these days?
Is that still a thing?
I don't
for
know.
Kids?
Is it?
So are we going in as a team then? Before I go
Well,
off
that-
and buy my own, we're doing this as
If
a
we
team?
get this kid, Kevin, how much? Let's talk brass tacks.
Talk Bass.
Kevin, how much is a mid-range Power Wheels right now?
mid
my God,
range. There's like a
325
bunch of
max.
us.
Well, I think you should get him one with a remote. somewhere between $200 and $300.
The mid-range comes with fucking like better rims.
It comes with a Corinthian leather.
Corinthian, whoa.
The perforated leather seats. Maybe it's got the AC seats in it. What is the recommended age for the Power Wheels? Can we look that up?
I mean, you can't believe that, right?
Well, I mean, I want to make sure he like
3+. So we're a year off. We're a year off. I don't think that's See, the thing is,
he's a big
this little
baby.
kid. Yeah, he seems really
He's a big baby.
very smart. So the
He's
kid's
ahead of
smart
his
too.
time.
I mean, there are some states that are saying like, hey, you can work here if you're 14 and 13 now.
Yeah.
So what about
True.
cars?
What is Kevin? Can you Google what state has the lowest legal driving? Limit? Maybe we get this kid an old like Mazda or something cool like that.
It's gonna fucking be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
What if,
What?
you know what kids love?
What do they love?
Animals. You know what we talked about earlier?
Hamster.
We get him a goddamn hamster. We show up.
No, guys.
Happy birthday.
Here,
Legitimately
take care of
murder
this.
us.
It'd be so bad.
Guys, there was a post recently on their Instagram saying he's really into goats. My mother-in-law has many goats. I'm sure she wouldn't notice if one went missing. In fact, the day before that, we're going to a party at her house.
What if we get a goat just for the afternoon?
Kevin, I've never said this before in my life. I'm gonna need you to get us a goat.
Get the
I
goat.
think you actually have said
fair.
that before.
Dude,
They have
Maybe-
a
okay, wait.
goatmobile.
Can we bring the goat just like as a petting thing and then bring it back? Is that weird?
I don't know about
The
petting,
goat
but Kev,
might
remember
bite.
when you hired the goats?
Yeah, that ended
Hired
poorly
the
though.
goats.
Remember?
This was
Did we
during
kill a
KF.
goat?
He
No,
hired
no.
Kevin-
Hey, the goat died on its own. No one killed it.
No one killed that goat.
But the goat like cleaned. What
Sounds
what
like a
happened?
story we
Did it
should
eat the
probably
weeds in the
hear.
backyard? Is that the
Yeah,
deal?
so a friend of mine inherited a house from like an uncle that had passed away, and it was like really like falling apart. The uncle was not doing well for the last like 20 years. So the backyard, amongst the rest of the house needing to be worked on, the backyard was super overgrown. And I was talking to his parents, and I was like, oh, if like instead of hiring people, you can get a bunch of goats dropped off, and they'll come and eat it. And it's like, it's easy. $75. They'll just stick the goats there.
Andy.
They stick the goats there for a week, and then
A
when they're
week,
done,
just
they
living there.
eat it all. Yeah, but versus paying a gardener.
It's much more cost effective.
This is
way more
insane.
cash.
I'm only gonna back Kevin up because this is shit that happens in my hometown all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
where people
not only
can
that-
clear out
He did
land
it in
with
San
goats.
Francisco.
No, but this has now become a very. So all right, we're all laughing. This was probably like 8 years ago. This is now a very normal thing in San Francisco. You can it's very easy
Super
to
normal.
hire.
I have a goat over once a week.
Super
at my
normal.
condo.
No,
Once a
no,
week I put
it's
a
like
goat
bigger
back on.
things. Like,
Can you send Terry next time? Though?
Yeah. Eddie didn't do so great.
anyways, to very quickly get back to the story and like talk about this poor goat dying. So they dropped off 5 goats, and it was like, do we need to do anything?
5
They're
goats got dropped off. 4
Yeah.
goats came home.
We were like, do we need to do anything? Like, no, dude, you guys don't even have to be involved. In a week, we'll come back and we'll just pick the goats up. We can go through the back. Don't even worry about it. We're like, oh, great. So we went to visit the goat a couple of times. And one of the times, let's say day 3, we went and suddenly there were no goats. We were like, this is very odd. Why are there no goats? And we're standing in the backyard very confused. And a neighbor sees us and says, hey, all your goats, like, one of them died. I was like, what? They're like, yeah, one of them died. My kids are traumatized. We called the SPCA. They came and picked them all up. So we contact the goat guy, and he's like, oh, shit, yeah, that one was sick. And it was like, all right, so everything's good. And he's like, oh, yeah. Like, did they eat enough? I'm like, yeah, they did. They cleaned it. I was like, all right, then. And that was the end of the conversation.
Goat just keeled over.
Yeah. Sometimes goats die.
This just seems like something that like is super illegal to do.
It's not. This guy's not
it's
licensed
not.
to do this. This guy's not like a licensed contractor or a licensed like landscaper.
This is how like Marin County cleans the with the overgrown big areas where you can go hiking. Like they now hire 200 goats at once and just let them loose. It's actually quite spectacular to watch.
Spectacular.
I'm speechless.
Like, how is this real?
I can't.
Of course it's real.
I can't believe it. First of all, I love the visual of the 5 goats getting out of the truck, and like the lead goat, his name is Billy, of course.
Billy.
And Billy's got the clipboard. He's like, all right, let's check out. Make sure you get that area. Like, he's kind of leading them all around. This just seems so
Like a goat
unrealistic.
chain gang.
Yeah.
It seems like an idea that's brought up when everybody is super stoned. What if we just have the goats eat all the grass?
That's how it started, bro. That's how it started.
Bro, I'm so tired of mowing the lawn. What else can we do? Dude, your mom's gotta go.
It's one of those conversations that, like, I happen to listen to an NPR, little podcast where they were talking about, like, hey, this new trendy thing in the Bay Area. And I was like, oh, we're in the Bay Area. And it was just, she was like, it's going to be like $2,000 to have this backyard clean.
Infinite Corp says, imagine having a goat that you don't own die on your property and not having to lift a finger.
How do you? That is true. That's like Bay Area 1%ers right there.
Yeah.
A dead body, a dead goat just gets hidden.
Body.
But then my question is this: don't the goats then shit all over the place? And then who cleans the goat shit? I guess that's easy
That's
to
fertilizer.
clean up.
No, that's
This
fertilizer.
is the invasive maneuver or whatever you're talking about.
Right, you gotta get the raccoons to come in and
Exactly.
fucking clean up.
Balance.
You
Nature's
just literally-
nobleman or whatever.
If we could
just-
just
Nature's
train
protectors.
Nature's protectors, nature's guardians, guardians of the backyard galaxies.
You drop a bunch of goats in your backyard, and there's a bunch of raccoons looking over and like, yeah, that's good. Give him a thumbs
You guys
up.
got it. Billion Bobby got it.
Bobby goat.
This is such a funny concept, and I can't believe it's real. And I'm very happy that I learned this today.
Yeah.
So back to that back.
Are
to
we
the
putting goats
conversation.
in their backyard? Yeah. What's the?
Do we bring goats to the party? I think it's not at their place, right? It's like
It's
like
at a park.
No.
It's at the park with the train thing, right? Is there a train
Oh,
thing going
perfect.
on?
I
Goats will
don't.
be
I don't
great
know.
there.
I didn't look that
Oh,
detailed
I,
into
don't know.
it.
I saw a picture of him on a train. I just assumed
I
it was
think
probably
it's
not
just
there.
at a park.
It's at a park. Okay.
So many goats could fit in the park.
I think it's really funny if we bring a goat,
I'm taking football.
but I think
for
that
sure.
Greg and Jen might be really mad. You got to roll the dice on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if that baby's
Goat,
day is
drum
made by
set.
the goat, it's
Can we
on.
do the goat
But the
and the
goat,
drum
but the
set?
kid could be terrified of the goat. See,
No,
kids
he
like
likes
things.
goats.
Yeah, but if the
But he doesn't know. But maybe he sees the goat, he freaks out.
if
over
he
the goat.
freaks
Nick,
out to
what-
the goat, guess what? Goat's gone. Baby dead.
Easy. You little
He's
guys
just
at it.
snap its neck. What do we do? What do we do with the goat?
No, you just put it back in the car.
Go back into the Subaru.
the goat mobile.
The goat will be.
The goat out there eating grass is like, man, I used to stand on people's backs doing yoga, and now I'm fucking eating grass out here. Like, when's it gonna stop? I hope I don't get my neck snapped by Nick Scarpino.
Chiropractic maneuver.
Oh man.
We do a goat and the drum set.
Maybe we should just focus on the drum set because I do like the idea of all of us coming with different gifts and every gift being the piece that assembles the drum set.
I'll bring the tambourine.
And we act like it's just a coincidence.
Yeah, like, oh my God, how did you know to bring the snare?
I bought a hi-hat.
And he brings a snare drum. I bring the holder for the snare drum.
How'd you know that?
Yeah.
crazy,
I've told this story before, but the worst Christmas you ever had.
That's it.
I might be getting
That's
this.
going to
I
be
just-
taking up
that's
the
all you
whole
say.
entire living room. That's
My
incredible.
boy Thomas, man. Show some goddamn respect. Max speed, 2 miles per hour. We'll see about that.
Wait,
that's not
what's the
bad
age?
enough.
What's the age for that?
Yeah,
cares?
1+. They're totally
He's too
fine.
big for
Perfect.
this.
Yeah,
No,
that's the
yeah, he
problem.
might be
He's
too
too big for
yeah.
this. I don't like it. It's
Well,
too
here's
small.
the thing: can you take it off the tracks and just use it as a little car?
I think
Ooh,
it probably
yeah.
only works with
Can you
rides.
YouTube it off road?
I will.
Thomas
do some
and
Googling.
friends.
YouTube Thomas.
See if there's a limiter on it too, so we can get that max speed of 2 miles
What
per
if
hour.
we make
Oh,
our
yeah.
own? We get Thomas the Tank, but then we buy one of those one wheels. We get Kevin to build it out. Now the kid's got a 40-mile-an-hour one wheel on top of a Thomas the Tank engine.
Add
We're-
some
we're
nos.
Not a bad
winning.
idea.
We're winning. Well, we got till October to figure this out.
Meat nice, sorry.
That's all right.
Yeah.
You're on a podcast, but that's fine.
Move the mic.
Yeah.
I like this idea. I like the idea that we start this now.
Yeah.
And every year we all, and they said, no, do not get him a present. And every year we go, absolutely. Guys, last year, hilarious. We can all agree it was funny, but we're not ever going to do that again.
Wink.
And we, every year, one up it.
Here's a big ass PA system for the jump
Here
set.
is
Yeah.
Here's a full grand piano.
Oh,
Just put it in
yeah.
the back here.
This cage is built so that the drum set will raise up and spin around.
Yeah, dude. Insane.
We can Neil
That'd
Peart
be
it.
so fun.
I do like the idea of a picture of Uncle Nick, you know? But how do we make that a real present and not just a last minute thought?
Well,
feel
I
like there's a
mean,
level
we've
of
got some time.
presentation, and like this sounds like the type of plan that we need to waste money for. So I feel like we got the right guy.
Yeah,
Come
I'm
up
down
with
for
the
that.
way
You
to
know,
make this
well,
thing.
I think I'm more on this side of like buying pieces of the drum set. That sounds like a great waste of money that will go right into their garage and never seen again. I think for the Nick photo, my thing is like, how do we get the kid to connect with the photo and understand that's Uncle Nick? And I think it's a photo of you two together.
What if it's a photo?
Or you conducting a train. We go down to Santa Cruz. We get on the train. You get a quick photo. Snap, snap. Nick's a train conductor.
We could Photoshop a lot of this.
AKA Nick is now this kid's hero.
Yes, I like
We need
that.
you to save a family of 6 from an oncoming
Yeah.
train.
Okay.
Yeah.
Follow me on this.
Get on it. Get on it.
Follow me on
Yes.
I show up to the party dressed as a train conductor in a mechanized train of some sort.
Okay.
Right.
We take your car. We put cardboard all around it. Cut it up to make it look like it's a train.
Okay, it's a big train.
I'll be driving. You're
I'll be the sound effect.
you're out of the window waving, dressed as a train conductor. We pull up. Stop. Kid goes crazy.
Fuck, this is a great
I like
idea.
this.
Now
Yeah.
this
Great idea.
Now this is where we're going with
This kid doesn't have a real uncle, so I feel
know.
like
I
he
know.
doesn't even fully understand the concept of what an uncle is. So I feel like you could teach him. Nick.
This is what
You
I'm
can
saying,
come in and be
guys.
like,
Yeah.
hey, an uncle is me, and I am just Greg, but better in every way.
We have a tremendous opportunity here to set the tone going forward
Set the tone.
for how awesome this kid's life could be
Yeah.
when he's not with his dad.
And it's gonna be even more awesome when he's not with his dad. Because there's no rules, Mike. You know, Coach Mike. No rules, Nick, over there. Uncle Nick. Andy will teach him how to play guitar. Tim will
I'll
buy
be the
him
responsible one.
so much Pokemon cards.
No,
It'll be
definitely have to
ridiculous.
play
Like,
Pokemon.
Tim's
gonna
kid's
put
living
this.
life.
Tim's gonna put this kid. Tim's gonna dress this kid head to toe in either Pokemon or Jordans.
Oh, I want him to look dope. Why not both? You know
we
what
should
I
get
mean?
him a pair of Jordans, a little pair of baby
I
Jordans.
love that actually.
Now, here's the
Really
thing,
That's a
Nick.
fun
love
idea.
that.
Let's do that.
Now, here's the
Yeah.
thing. One thing I worry about, 'cause I love the enthusiasm so far.
I love this enthusiasm.
The one thing I'm worried about, 'cause I'm trying to be the realist here and bring us back down to
That's
earth.
fine. That's why I love about you. That's why I love about you. That's what you bring to the team.
What happens on a given Saturday? Greg and Jen got to go do something. Hey, Uncle Nick, can you come
Gotta
babysit? Can you
step
come
up.
drive to us?
Gotta
Fun
step
fact.
up.
Fun fact. We've already had this conversation, and I've said I will absolutely call Lucy. She will absolutely.
Yes.
Now here's the
That's what I thought.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me and Mike. No rules, Mike and Nick. Uncle Nick, Uncle Mike. No rules.
Coach Mike.
We serve a specific purpose, right? And that is, Jen's very responsible. They're great parents, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have never in the infinite amount of time I've spent with Ben, never seen him eat a piece of candy. He doesn't do any of that stuff. They feed him vegetables and stuff like that. This kid comes over to Uncle Nick and Mike's house, swimming in pizza,
Pizza.
swimming into.
Starting on Takis.
Saltines and cheese.
And how is there now a wee house?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
how
we're
is
together.
Well, because it's inevitable that Mike moves in with me at some point.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Once my wife gets so tired of San Francisco that she doesn't want to be here anymore, I'm gonna need a roommate. So Mike's just gonna have to move in to my second bedroom.
Great.
Yep.
And yeah, you're gonna love my new upstairs neighbors. They're just a great gang of people.
Fantastic.
Just a great group
Oh.
of human beings upstairs.
You offer them some beer and cheese and saltines.
Uh,
Not to segue from this, but I want everybody to know that Nick fed me late night cheese and crackers.
we can talk about that.
It was a very interesting situation. But
I get
we'll
a
talk about
call.
that in a minute.
I get a text.
Okay.
Let's talk about it right now because I think we figured out Jordans and a goat.
Well,
is what we're
I
bringing to the
also
party.
think, what if we just hijack
Jordan's
this
a goat.
birthday party? Like similar to how what I'm doing with team captain of soccer with Bless. What if we just say, Greg and Jen, this sounds like a great birthday party, but we've rented the train. And then we get Nick to be the train conductor.
We got indoor
So we bring-
skydiving. We're going to throw Ben in there. Just have him float around.
to the train park.
God.
And then here comes the train. Toot, toot. Everybody's smiling. Ben's up. Whose face is outside of it? Uncle Nick.
Uncle Nick.
Oh my God, Ben, it's Uncle Nick. He's the train conductor. Boom, we give you the baby. You and the baby are now riding the
Okay,
train.
wait, hold on.
Let's
okay.
just hijack this.
Now-
birthday
No, I
party
love this, but
and
I
make
don't.
this happen.
But is Ben acutely aware that a train conductor is somebody that is cool to him?
Yes.
Yes.
He follows a guy on YouTube.
So this is like taking a Disney kid to Disneyland and seeing like, oh my God, there's Mickey. You know, like.
and that is his Mickey Mouse. That is Mickey Mouse.
By the way, is there any better video of than like that golden recutriever that meets Donald for the first time?
Oh my God,
that's a video I will watch every time. You love Donald, and she's like, the golden retriever's just like happy, like cuddling with Donald. It's the cutest thing. All right, keep going.
Never seen it. I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. This needs to serve two purposes. One, again, endear me to the kid to me.
over Roger,
Two.
number one.
Undermine Roger's authority with
Yeah.
the child.
Always like
Yeah, Roger has this on lock at this point.
at
Roger,
he is the
he
Got
said
a
he
problem.
calls him Uncle Roger, and
Yep.
I'm sorry.
At any
Let me
moment-
back away from that. Let me back away from that.
Back away.
So I think we have the train, and then occasionally, because Roger's so fucking dumb, right? We just tell Roger that Ben's favorite thing is clowns. Roger dressed like a clown, jumps out, scares Ben for life.
It's over.
This is it.
Fucking
This is
envy.
it.
That is it.
That's
Nick.
great.
I love this
That's
energy.
great.
Right.
From then on, he is like.
So here it is. This is us.
That's so
Oh,
badass.
wow.
This is
That's
us.
so badass.
Hold on. So this is a train, but it's really a car. This solves a lot of the problems I had because I was worried about the versatility of a train being able to just show up where we need it to.
How
to
much? is-
hijack this?
How much? How
party.
much to rent this?
We're stealing it.
I just watched a movie last weekend called Unstoppable.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Is that Denzel
Oh, it's Denzel.
and Chris Pine?
Oh, it's Chris Pine.
Fun
Is it
movie.
about a train?
Oh yeah.
Fun
Can't
movie.
be
It's essentially speed, but it's
Oh
it's a train.
wow.
And you're like, why does this movie feature no less than 10 lines of dialogue that are where is it? And it's like, well, it's a train.
Where's the train?
So
It's off the track.
No way to
you know
know.
what I mean? But man, fantastic movie. Utterly fantastic.
Fun one.
Oh yeah.
Tony
Unstoppable.
Scott
I
directed
like
that.
that.
He
What I-
did. His
yeah.
final one.
What's his
What I
final
wanted to
one?
throw up was just a lot of different moments that we could take advantage of. You know, I'm next to Ben, and I can just kind of every once in a while I'll just whisper in his ear like, "Is Roger kind of acting like shitty today, right?" Like, it's just, or like I have me and Mike just kind of like talk shit about Roger, so then Ben will kind of overhear and be like, "Oh wow, these guys really don't like Roger right now," you know.
What if we got a
I
little?
just feed that to him, you know.
What if we got a little fucking dumb looking teddy bear or something? Something stupid looking.
Yeah, stupid.
And we wrote Roger on it, and then we made it smell like shit. Like we put it like you know, and we
Yeah,
give it,
yeah.
and then so every time he's around this dumb, this fucking stupid
We
looking
just
teddy bear,
associate the word Roger with things
he just
doesn't like.
associates it with something fucking dumb and shit smell.
Yeah,
How does this man not like Nathan for you?
I don't know.
He's making it. It's-
That's a good idea. Just kind of like you gotta make those connections in his head.
Look, you know how like so I just watched the movie Vice over the weekend.
Okay.
right?
Christian Bale.
Great film, a great Adam McKay film. Jesse Pumpkin's in it. Christian Bale plays it.
Jesse who?
Jesse Pumpkins.
What's
I heard that. Clemens?
That I heard Clemens.
Evans
Is he a
Pumpkins. Is there a niner in there? You know, in order to become vice president, that game started a long time ago. So I'm fine to play the long game in order to get what I really, really want, which could be 10, 20 years from now. When the kid goes, Uncle Nick, I've had it with Greg's rules. I can't fucking watch Ghostbusters one more time or I'm just so gonna vomit or whatever cool kids say.
Yeah.
Can I move in with you and Aunt D? Can we travel the world? Can I just start calling you dad?
So you and Andy. So now at this point.
No, Aunt's D.
Oh, got it. I was like, I thought that like
You and
Mike
Andy-
and
Well, by this point, Mike already moved out.
No, Mike's still there.
Yeah,
Mike's still
okay,
there.
okay.
Mike's taking care of his
Cool.
pet iguana.
I mean,
Mike's
It's like
he
grandma's
hates
boy
something, he's gonna get it.
situation.
I just love that this whole plan is just Nick trying to get someone to like him.
Yep.
Like that's all
it.
this is.
Well, we got to start
That's
early
all
with
I
this
want.
baby right now. We got to start early.
That's all
Gotta
this
make an
is.
impression.
Yeah.
He's turning 2, right? Like 2. That's the terrible 2s. That's the age where they're a person. Like they are talking. They have thoughts, and we've seen Ben. We've heard Ben. He's out there walking around. He has thoughts. He likes things. He doesn't like other things.
It all is about the first impression, Nick. Like truly and honestly, like Andy says, any given day, right? The moment that we show up to this birthday party, this kid's got to give you the good first impression. You got to give him the good first impression.
I like that.
Because like I noticed
From Mike's
if you-
point of view, it's Ben's fault.
Yeah.
exactly. 'Cause if you,
He's not doing. He
needs to impress me.
exactly. If you give the wrong dap, if you give the wrong high five, the wrong hello, and you go on the bad side, it's over for the day. Might as well call to wash and leave.
Fair. I mean,
Just letting you know. I
Reset.
saw the baby once.
A lot of kids in the
Baby
seat.
started crying and said, "Well, I'm leaving now."
A lot of
Cool,
kids in the
this is
seat.
it.
Just move on to the next person, friend that has
See
a
ya.
kid. Be like, I'll invest my time in this one.
Exactly. On to the next baby.
There it is.
On to the next baby. Hey, Ben, you got any friends have birthdays this year?
I'm out there holding uncle audition.
I'm going to go try to be an uncle. By the way, just real quick, when we were out at the golf course, we got these two people that we're golfing with, and Mike's just, Mike's doing his thing of just learning their life stories. And
Gotta hear it.
Who are they? What are they from?
Ralph.
Where do they live?
So it's a dad and his future son-in-law.
Ralph and Jonathan.
Okay. And
I truly thought by the end of this trip, I was like, Mike's going to move in on this on this man's like daughter, and he's going to steal her from this future son.
Andy,
Mike
I thought that's
explained
how this was going to
Yeah,
end.
no, he explained this to me. Mike literally, like, without giving me any context of this, essentially, it was just like, yeah, there was this these two people with us. One's the dad and future son-in-law, maybe whatever, but it's not looking good. He doesn't seem like he likes him. I feel like if I asked, it would have worked though. It's like, Mike.
Yep.
I mean,
Andy, tell him, Andy.
Yeah, Mike's right. Like Mike was already kind of like. Mike was learning more about this guy and asking questions, and this guy just, he was just like,
People love Mike.
You'd be a good son-in-law. Like,
You'd be a great son-in-law.
He was thinking
with me.
it. He was thinking
Yeah,
that.
You'd be a fucking rad son-in-law.
You're a beautiful.
You'd be
time, man.
you'd be the son-in-law, especially for like guys that like sports and shit, like golf, like football. You're perfect. Because I imagine this kid that was with the dad was there, kind of not begrudgingly, but like trying, but kind of sucked at golf and like wasn't that guy. And I feel like you were.
This kid was like 5'1", bombing it.
Bombing, no.
This little motherfucker started.
He got
playing,
a hold of it a couple times.
He was like, "Yeah, I started playing like earlier this year. Like, I'd never picked up a golf club before.
Really?
And like, he still wasn't very good. But when he was getting a hold of them, he was knocking them the fucking next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, "Yeah, I believe we're gonna go do some tournament or whatever in San Diego." And the kid was like, "No, I signed us up." And the dad was like, "All right, I guess we are going to this tournament." So I was like, Mike, we were then like walking alone on the car path. I was like, by the end of this 9 holes, we got to figure out a way to get with them to San Diego.
Yes. Yeah. Move in, Mike.
We had a fun time, Andy, and I enjoyed that a lot. We got to know him. It's an interesting one of like, you get paired up. How much are we talking, right? We're not talking, we are talking, and we lightly talking, right? And I said, you know what, fuck it, let's just get to
Let's go all.
And
let's go in deep.
Well, it's an interesting one because, again, we walk up and I get there and Mike's waiting for me outside. And he has the clubs that Kevin and I both sort of put money into. That Nick definitely didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't use them.
I haven't touched one of those clubs once.
And we walk out to the back, and I see that my clubs are on this little like pulley thing. I was like, "What's going on?" He goes, "No carts past 3 p.m." I have never walked a course in my life. Anytime I've played golf, my ass is in a golf cart, and I can't. And every time I'm in a golf cart, I go, I can't imagine walking a course like the pros
we
do.
did, baby.
This shit was
Why no? Why is that policy?
I don't know.
I think they shut it all down at
That
like
seems
3.
it was just because of the workforce, maybe.
Yeah, they're like half closed by the time we got back at like 5:15. But here's the issue, Nick. Guy held strong to his beliefs because I offered him $100. Like, what if I give you $100?
You tried to bribe, and
Mike tried to bribe the employee.
Tried to bribe
with $100.
I wanted me and Andy to be able to drive in the golf cart. It's like, what if I give you $100?
Did you have $100 on you at the time?
Well, he made
Did
me
you
pull
care?
out cash.
Because you pull out cash.
Yeah. So I had
Keep
cash in my pocket. And I was like, hey.
What I need people to also understand is that like Mike is not rich. He's just very bad with money.
Yeah.
So like I don't.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, a lot of people will listen to
Everyone
this.
knows this.
A lot of people think I'm rich.
A lot of people listen to this and go, "Man, Mike has money to spend." No, Mike just spends money badly.
I
for a
love
lot of
spending
moments.
money,
Yeah.
right.
But I mean, apparently the other guy tried to bribe him too, right?
Ralph the dad tried.
Nobody
as
wants to
well.
walk this fucking course. I'd be like, give my money back. I'm not walking this course. It's a lot of energy.
It was a lot of walking.
I was tired after the 9 holes that we played, and we didn't walk the course.
Yeah.
Drove. Yeah.
So
What
forget
time?
that.
What time did you guys start playing at?
We got there at
3:40.
3:40. We were done by about like 5:45, maybe.
Yeah.
So
5:30.
had you gotten there at like 2:50,
Yes.
could you have gotten a cart and then just used it for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
They're just not giving them out after
Yeah.
3.
That's
That's dumb.
bullshit.
And so, yeah, we had fun with that. We had a good time.
It was
with
a
that.
beautiful course. man.
Next time, I challenge me and Andy. Maybe you'll come with us one day.
Maybe. Probably not.
But I challenge us to do like what we did with virtual golf, where we make up fake personas.
I was thinking the same thing,
We
Mike.
got home and I was like, damn it. Me and Andy didn't fuck around and fake out people.
I was thinking
You know
the
what I mean?
same
We
thing.
should have been oil tycoons. We
Yeah.
should have been
like
making
Seinfeld?
money. Yeah,
like Art Vandelay.
Well, it's like because when me and Mike played the VR golf, we just like improv and we're two different people. Like acted like we didn't know each other. And like I thought the same thing, Mike. Legitimately on this course, I was like, I was thinking like I'm gonna walk up to Mike right now and be like, who are we?
fuck. We should have done. Let's do that next time.
That's a great idea. But here's the problem. You understand that's how the movie starts. That's how Wedding Crashers started.
Yeah.
And then he falls in love with the girl, the daughter.
Yeah.
And now he has to go by Art Vandelay for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Well,
Can I tell you what happened to me on Friday night?
Friday night.
I'm hosting a show at Speakeasy. Probably the premier comedy show in San Francisco. And I'm hosting this show. Okay. Packed, Andy. Packed. At capacity.
Awesome.
90 some odd people in this room. Badass Speakeasy Club underneath China Live on Broadway in the heart of North Beach. Just popping. Get a text from Snowbike Mike, 8:30. Where's the show at tonight? I was like, are you guys coming? He's like, I'm grabbing Roger. We're coming. Come to the show. Or we might come to the show. Okay. Here's the thing. Right? Let me know if you're going to come. I'll put you on the list. I don't hear back from him. Get a text around 9:15. But again, I'm hosting the show.
He's in the middle of it.
I'm in the middle of it, right? Headliner's about to go up. I got maybe 5 minutes before I got to introduce this person. It's a big headliner, too. That's why it's packed. Person comes downstairs. There's two people who are, they say they know you, and they're being very, very forceful. Actually, that's not what happened at all. Mike runs down to me and goes, hey, jabroni, we just kind of pushed back. Can you go up and tell that person that we're with you because they're about to call the cops on us or something like that?
I sweeted the lady.
She sweet talked.
You know what I mean? There's this lady up front, and Matilda over there, she don't want to hear it. I was like, hey, Mill.
You called Matilda Mill?
I called her Mill.
Mill.
I said, hey, Mill, how much are the tickets?
Not Maddie or something.
They $35 a pop. I said,
Mini.
What if I know the host? And she goes, everyone knows the host. And I said, I know he's a very charming guy, Nick. And she looks at me, she goes, all right, go downstairs. He gives me the okay, you can stay. And so I walk down. Nick just finished hey, we're taking an intermission. Everybody get ready for your headliner coming right back. Yeah. And I look at Nick. He looks at me and say, get up there and tell Mill that we're in. And then we were in.
Mike and Roger come in, of course. I mean, by this point, the show started at 9. It's 10:15. We got one comic left. And normally I'd be like, you guys wasted your night. But it just so happened, of course, in typical Snowbike Mike fashion, we got Sheng Wang headlining this thing. Now, if you're not familiar with him, that's okay if you're not a huge comedy fan. But he's a massive comic. He's got a Netflix special called Sweet and Juicy. He's a very fucking big deal. And of course, the one night that these guys choose to come right at the right time, they're sitting at the bar posted up. And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Sheng Wang. And Mike's like, he just gives me a little wink. Like he planned the whole thing.
I won.
Yeah. I won.
Yeah.
I knew it.
Nick, I didn't need to sit through your set.
This guy.
Oh, that dude. Okay.
Yeah, big deal. This guy was great, man. And the room was perfect, dude. I mean, it was just a little sweaty, a little musky.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
musk.
it was packed, and it's this is a sexy room to be in right now. And then Nick introduced the guy, and I was like, we're here.
Oh, it lit up, and everyone was fucking. It was so fun. It's so fun to see people who've seen someone on TV and are a huge fan, but then to have them. We've all been in that spot, right? Where you've met someone or you've seen someone in a smaller venue where they're 5 feet away from you. And I legitimately it reminded me of why you get into the first place. Because when I do comedy, it's no one knows who the fuck I am. And they're like, that guy's comedy is fine. But I'm very forgettable. Very seldom do people come up to me and go, hey, you were good. What's your whatever? But to hear people go, they gasped when he came out. Because they just didn't believe that he was actually going to be there.
That's awesome.
And it was so fucking fun. And then afterward, I was like, Mike, what are you guys doing? Me and Roger, let's go out for one. There was a couple other comics with us. I was like, let's go out for one cocktail. I want to take you to this place where they serve cheese.
Yeah, you said, let's go get a cocktail and cheese. And I said, I don't know if that's the bar name or if he wants cheese,
And what happened, Mike? What happened?
Tim, let me say, we pulled up to this shitty dive bar, and it was fucking cool. And the guy had a wheel of cheese on the bar and was chopping up giant slices of cheese and throwing down saltine crackers. And we ate cheese and we drank.
We did.
Hell yeah.
And it was a
Fun all
great
night.
time.
Had a little dive
What do you
bar.
mix? What do you mix the cheese with?
They have a wheel of cheese that he cranks, and he goes, and it's a big old slice of Gouda that he puts on one of those, like, you know, those baskets they give you for like old school like fry places or like burger places. Yeah. Just doesn't, no paper, just shoves the fucking thing on there.
Yeah.
And then takes a ream with his hand, no glove, with his hand of saltine crackers,
Hell
and
yeah.
puts it on the side of it, and gives you a little knife that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt is going to snap the third time you try to use that fucking thing. I put 2 pieces, massive slices of cheese on this table of all 5 of us. We're drinking bourbon, drinking beers. Cheese is gone by the end of the night. Nothing pairs better with a bourbon than a nice Dutch Gouda and some really stale saltine crackers.
Awesome.
It's
That's really
smacked.
fucking good.
You're trying to have a conversation with someone, and my mouth is so fucking mushed up from saltines and cheese that I'm just nodding. You know, like,
It's fun.
I don't think you're supposed to just manhandle the cheese like I did because I was hungry, Tim. At
I
that
get it.
point. It's
Yeah, yeah,
10:30. I was just eating.
Mike's
cheese and
inhaling
crackers.
this cheese.
Not like, oh, you have one and you talk and you get lost.
Like
in the
when we did the kind of munch with Taco Bell.
eating cheese and crackers the whole time.
So fun.
The perfect time,
So
Nick.
fun.
You've
Thanks
been
for coming
posting
out.
a lot more of your comedy stuff on
am.
Instagram. which is
Yeah.
really cool. Love seeing that. My friend group thread is like popping off today because this weekend you put up a clip of you doing a little crowd work.
Yeah. Fucking
and,
with James.
And you were fucking with some guy named James, who apparently has a very small dick.
Small
And,
dicky.
Like it's a whole thing. All right, small dick James.
Small
is what they
people
call him. It's a
Yeah.
whole fucking thing. And
Wow,
my
imagine that
friend group's
nickname.
convinced that you're talking about my friend James Burke, and it's just been fucking awesome. I had to be like, it's not. No, it's like some
Poor-
other random James.
Poor James Burke. No, poor James. But if you guys want to watch that clip, you can go to my Instagram. It's on there. But yeah, that was those were fun nights. That's the speakeasy. That wasn't that.
Yeah.
I think
So for
that's very
people
nice.
that didn't watch yet, what happened in the clip?
What happened was I have a joke about someone with a little dick. It's just a setup. It's just a throwaway line that I have in a joke to set up a longer joke. But I said the joke starts off with like, you should marry someone who compliments you, not compliments like I like a little dick. I mean compliments, and usually people chuckle to that. But I stop for a laugh, and this girl goes, all 3 of these girls looked over at their one guy friend they came with, and one of them goes, James.
No. Oh man.
Like,
And
goddamn, dude.
Whoa.
I was like, you know, you ever have that moment where you're like, I gotta kill this guy. I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
You have to. You
This
have to.
poor guy. And they were like, it's like a good looking group of people. And this guy wasn't bad looking, but apparently got a little piece of leak.
Wow.
And
Well,
you,
peep, peep,
you,
peep.
you,
You had to use that word.
Yeah. So I put up a 2-parter on him. Had a callback later too. Where he was like, it's something about not getting sex from your wife, and he was like, yeah, I'm the same way involuntarily. And I was like, oh, okay. Let's talk about this. It was fun. And ladies and gentlemen,
I love that Andy just looks down. He's like, no more.
Andy hates it.
No, because I'm just laughing because over the weekend I streamed that game Lies of P, and somebody in chat said Lies of P should leak. Made me laugh a lot.
We could all agree it's a bad name for a game. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been your Kind of Funny podcast for this week. Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you want to be a part of the show, of course, leave a comment in the comments below. Let us know what the best present is for a 2-year-old. No price
Greg's 2-year-old.
for Greg's 2-year-olds. No price is too much. No horsepower is too much when it comes to this
Definitely
present.
not.
And we will definitely
No
get
amount of
back to
goats
this.
is too much.
This is a part 1, by the way, because part 2 is going to be when Greg's really pissed off at us for getting him the drum set. We're going to have fun with that. Of course, guys, I've been Nick Scarpino. Go check out my comedy clips on @Nick_Scarpino on Instagram, where I am trying to get 10 new followers
10 new
every week
followers
on
a
that
day.
I
platform.
love it.
10 new followers
It's
a day.
not aggressive for what we do. It should
like
be
that.
easy,
Yeah.
one would think. Please go follow me over
Cool.
there, and if you do, let me know. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I've been Nick Scarpino, and you've been great. See you later.
Bye, everyone.
Face on the baby's head.